For me, it was hair, which is ironic because I feel like so much of Ranavat is hair, but I'm actually talking about like arm hair and body hair. Like, I just am a very hairy person. And growing up, I was called all sorts of names, and I didn't really fit in, and I felt so embarrassed and shamed to have hairy everything. And I think it's just kind of interesting and ironic that that ended up being, in a way, my superpower, but I didn't know that back then.
I have easily felt shame from beauty brands across all the categories because I naturally look like a before picture. And we are really inundated with before and after when it comes to selling beauty products and marketing beauty products. And I understand that if you want to get the point across, you kind of, in some capacity, need to show that, but befores are our natural state. And it's offensive to see what looks like you in a before picture with the implication that this is the bad before and you should aspire to look like the good after. And I just wish that we could sell the excitement over looking like the after without being degrading about the before, because I'm not putting down the whole concept of beauty products to make personal choices to enhance the way you look and feel and how you represent yourself. That's of course great, but we should be able to communicate that without implying that how you look without these things is unacceptable, because that's how we look, honey.
I think that from a very young age, I had to shape a world where I felt accepted. And a lot of that looked like through my mom, through practices that were passed down about our hair. I think I did, in fact, have a lot of images around that affirmed my existence, but I think that it was something that I've always had to seek, and I think it was something that my parents had to be mindful of. If anything, I think that as I grew older, I was kind of grateful for that. I think that as I got older, this served me well because it allowed me to navigate into spaces where I didn't always see myself but still knew that I accepted myself, and I think that that has really saved me, honestly, though.
My story, as far as feeling shame from the beauty industry, goes back to my childhood. I'm Egyptian and I grew up in Kansas, so what beauty looked like around me and at the time of growing up in the 90s and 2000s was very Eurocentric. And so I still have really, really curly hair, I had bushy brows, tanner skin, and that was always seen as ugly, whether it be in my classroom or around my peers, or it was in magazines or what was being shown in campaigns across beauty brands. Until this day, I still have a hard time wearing my hair curly, and I'm trying to unlearn all these biases I have developed about myself and what is pretty. And so that is the number one thing that I feel like the beauty industry and kind of beauty brands around me, as I've become who I am, it's my hair has been my biggest obstacle and really feeling comfortable in my own skin.
I think that beauty is so much more holistic than we make it out to be. It's always like, here's a product that's gonna fix everything, or whether it's instant results or whatever the expectation is. I feel like if it's something, for example, with acne, maybe we want to think about something broader than just a product as a solution, but more of a lifestyle approach, because I think we often miss the fact that it's an entire ecosystem because we are so focused on pushing that product. And so I wish people were just a little more holistic and honest about what it really takes to solve, whether it's skin or hair or any type of issue.
I think we need more honesty about price point and sort of what it means to have a budget, and how do you pick what's good for your budget, and why are things called not worth what it costs or too cheap to be good. Why do we go there? Because everyone's got a different budget, everyone has a different purpose, so we should not be limiting these things.
I wish that more brands and creators were honest about that we are truly all students, that none of us know everything, and that we are all learning as we go. Many of us are in fact not authorities yet, and we are learning. And I think that if there was more of an exchange of information in a way that felt less like a one-up from somebody else or like a quote tweet, then I think that we'd actually all be much better off, and it would feel more like we were all learning from each other.
That's a great question. I wish they were more honest about the process. I think we always see the finished product, but we're not, you know, with a brand, it could be as simple as really sharing, and I'll take this back to hair, for instance, a lot of like Oribe started, you know, creating products for curly hair, hairstylists, they're all creating, you know, products for curly hair, but they're not showing the process on how they're creating it. How are they testing on real people with curly hair and different types of textured hair? And then like even for like creators and influencers, it would be great, and anyone really, right? And speak, you know, I can even speak for myself. I think really showing more of like, we show like the end product where it looks really nice and glamorous, but let's be a little bit more real. Let's show the textured skin, the frizzy hair. You know, let's show what real beauty looks like, right? We don't all wake up in the morning, you know, with looking like this. I definitely didn't. It took 3 hours to get ready in between like skin, hair, makeup, lotion, all of that. And obviously I don't have a camera filming myself, but if you are sharing that, it would be nice to see more of that transparency within brands and creators.